Hi, my name is Meg Sloan, and you are at part two of episode three of Ask the Experts. And we're here with our expert, Rachel Nemhauser. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
I'm so happy to be here. I love this whole idea. It's such a great model. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. So we'll get right to the questions.
Sure.
Our first question is, where should families go if they're just starting to learn about their child's diagnosis?
Mhm.
And I guess that's where should they go on in the arc? I mean, because you do a lot
We
of
do. We do.
quite a lot.
I think there's a couple of ways you can get into the ARC. We're not such a big organization that you won't easily get to who you're looking for. I
Uh,
think parent to parent is a really good place to start with a new diagnosis because you're not ready for the high tech information so much as you're looking to just like process the diagnosis, maybe get some information, but mainly get like emotional support and connect with other parents. So my best recommendation is to find parent to parent.
okay.
Wherever you are, find the parent to parent in your county and they'll help.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
The next question is, my son will be transitioning out of high school next year, but I feel unprepared. I don't know enough of what I should be asking his teachers to work on in his final year of high school. So I guess his parents, would like, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
just
total. I mean, you don't even need to interpret because I get that question all the time. I know, I
okay.
understand. And also, I'm the parent of a high school senior.
Oh,
So
oh my
I
goodness,
get this
congratulations.
in my soul.
Yeah.
It is a stressful time. So first, I would recommend this. This is definitely something we help with at the ARC. We work with families often that are in this transition to adulthood period and kind of help you know what to think about. If you're hearing squeaking, it's my dog with the dog toy in the background. Sorry, it's better than barking. I'll just leave. Um, uh, we can at the ARC kind of give you things to be thinking about: social security, guardianships, DDA services, vocational support. We can kind of help you know what's out there for young adults and how to get from where you are as the parent of a child to the parent of an adult, and also
Mm.
kind of talk through with you how to bring these conversations up with your school team. Talking about how to talk about this with your team is a really big question that I hope the conversation started back when they were like 15, 16 years old.
Mhm.
Talking about transition should not invest. I mean, I know it's too, if it's too late, it's too late, but it should not have waited until senior year. My hope is you've been talking about this all along. But
Mm.
if you haven't, then definitely now is the time. And I would want to be bringing the team together to say, this is what my kid wants next. How are we
Mhm.
going to make that happen for him? So, more than anything, center what your child's want, what their needs are, what they want, and how focus the conversation on what we could do for them to help them get there. That's the short answer. I could talk for hours about this. So just reach out. And that's something we would
So,
love to.
I guess who would they reach out to? Because there's so many things going on there. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
what would
think
they
the general best way to reach out to us is through our general intake line, which is our
okay.
ask at arcofkingcounty.org, or
Okay.
the phone number 206-829-7053,
Okay.
or ask at Arc of King County. That's always
So
the
just
best.
for
We have a
anything.
person whose job is triage. So she'll
Okay.
just take that and make sure it gets to the appropriate staff.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. For the next question, this is an IEP or 504 question.
Yeah.
Um, and and actually, this is something I've heard a lot in our parent power hour meetings,
Yeah.
is that parents don't what to know to advocate for their kids in school. So parents with children with IEPs or 504s don't always know what to know to advocate for their kids in school. Is there a training course for parents? And
Mhm.
then, and also, and part of this is like, how do you sign up for help with the IEP process? And how far
Mhm.
ahead before my child's IEP do I need to sign up for help with the IEP?
All really good questions.
Yeah.
So we don't host like necessarily a regular workshop about special ed. I've given several presentations that I've recorded that are on our website, some like
Okay.
intro to special ed. I also just love talking to people one on one about this stuff. I
Mhm.
especially love talking to parents who are really new at this and just need kind of a orientation of sorts.
Mhm.
So I can help with that. You can email me directly, or the ask at that I was just saying email
Okay.
address. Um, so then we also have, you mentioned our IEP parent partner program, and I'll talk about how to get matched with a parent partner. But
Mhm.
a lot of people enjoy taking the class to become a parent partner. That's where our most in-depth special ed training comes in. It's
Okay.
I believe, 16-hour class.
Mhm.
It's 8 2-hour sessions we host every fall, where we really dive deep into special ed. So I wouldn't recommend that for maybe a first or second year as an IEP parent, but if you've been doing it a couple years, you feel like you're starting to, get your feet under you and you really want to learn how this all works, we can
Mhm.
teach you that in a more in-depth manner. If you are looking for a parent partner,
Mhm.
would really request 3 to 4 weeks in advance, if at all possible. I know that
In
often is
advance of their IEP,
of a
of the
meeting.
meeting of the IEP. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, IEP parent partners don't always go to meetings. So sometimes they're
Okay.
like, we just need help figuring this out. You don't have to come to the meeting with me, but can you just talk it through and help us prepare, help us
Mhm.
debrief? That I can do with shorter notice, but trying to find someone like, I frequently will get a call, our meeting's tomorrow. Can you find someone to come
Yeah.
with us? I just can't. I wish I could do it that last minute, but I just don't have the capacity for that. Um, the more notice you could give me, the better chance you have of finding someone to go with you. But
Mhm.
even if you can't find someone, at the very minimum, what I can almost always do is squeeze in a conversation with you before your meeting.
Okay.
So I can talk it through, give you a couple things to think about, help you kind of focus your thoughts or know what to ask for. Um, so at the even if it's last minute, you can still reach out for help. Well, I'll still try to find a way to help. I will do my best.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I
Uh,
answer all the IEP questions?
I think so. I think so. Yeah. So
Okay.
there's not a training course, but there are. I mean, there's a webinars that are available
There are
for.
webinars available
Okay.
on our resource guide. Yeah.
All right. And the parent partner program sounds really neat. I mean, that's
It is.
really
I teach it, and I mean,
okay.
I bring in guest speakers too, but I took it as a student before, and I learned. I had been an IEP parent for, I think, 11 years when I took these classes, and
Mm.
I realized how much I still really didn't understand of how it all worked. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely recommend, and they're free. Everything's free, if I hadn't mentioned that.
And are they, I guess, are the classes, are they online? Are they in person, or how does that?
Well, we moved virtual with COVID, and we haven't really moved back. So
Okay.
as of now, they're virtual. In years past, they've always been Saturday mornings from like 10 to 12, but I think this coming year I'm gonna try to do a weekday evening, because I
Okay.
know Saturday mornings don't work for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. And then and it's nice to have, I think, have it be virtual because that just gives you a little bit more freedom as far as childcare.
Yeah, it's undeniable. I mean, it's more convenient, and I really think it's more accessible for people. Like, it's hard or on a Saturday morning or a Tuesday evening to leave your
Mhm.
house and go
Yeah.
somewhere and find childcare and get everything done. It can be really tricky. So
Mhm.
virtual helps.
Yeah. Um, if I know a family who speaks primarily Spanish and I don't, how do I connect them with your Spanish speaking support?
Yeah. Um, well, you could always go through the same way I told you, but we also have a
Yes.
Spanish speaking intake line. There,
Okay.
instead of ask at, it's preguntas at.
Okay.
So it's
Nice.
Preguntas.
AS, I think. I think
Okay,
so.
thank you. I don't know the phone number off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but if
uh,
you look on our website,
that's
you'll find it.
okay. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah,
And so
so it's
then,
monitored daily by Spanish-speaking people,
mhm.
and the messages are returned quickly.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that's so great. And then, are there supports for siblings of adults with disabilities? I think you mentioned in your talk that one of your coworkers is a sibling
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
disabled
Yeah,
person,
so
and then
before I
yeah.
answer that, Meg, I wanted to make one more comment about the Spanish language
Oh, yes,
question,
please.
because
Mhm.
I also want to say the same holds true for any language. we have access to interpreters all day long through the language line. So we'll support people who, and we do support people that speak every language.
Mhm.
We have 2 full-time Spanish speaking staff, so we don't have full-time staff that speak other languages, but we'll work with them no matter what. So send any families needing help our way.
So yeah, I guess if it's a family that doesn't speak English but
Mhm.
speaks Vietnamese or something,
Mhm.
do we just still send them to the ask line or
If
how?
they can, I mean, if they're able to
Mm,
email just a
okay.
basic, like, I need help and then I need a Vietnamese interpreter, that would be good.
Okay.
We also tell people you can call and just say Vietnamese and,
Okay.
like, we'll do our best. You don't have
That's
to like,
amazing.
we'll do our best to make it to make it
Okay.
work. Yeah.
All right. That's so wonderful. That's
Yeah. So
amazing.
then the question about siblings, we have
Yes.
I have multiple coworkers who are adult siblings of kids with
Mhm.
disabilities. We don't have any um specific siblings programs, but we
Okay.
support adult siblings frequently. Especially so like I primarily focus on parents of children.
Mhm.
Um but I have a coworker who mostly focuses on parents of adults. And she will frequently have adult siblings who maybe their parent passed away and now they're responsible for the care of their adult sibling. And we support those families as much as we would support anyone else. We're also really close partners with another organization in the community called the Sibling Support Project. The
Mhm.
Sibling Support Project is specifically for supporting siblings of all ages. They have what's called sib shops, which are really fun, like play therapy programs for children who are siblings of kids with disabilities. And then I think they have all sorts of help available for adults as well. So I would definitely encourage you to reach out to them if a
Okay.
sibling is
Okay.
looking for help.
Okay. Yeah, because it looks like how to transition care for them from their aging parents to themselves, I think
Well,
specifically.
right. And so, I mean, interestingly, they just got a grant, the Sibling Support Project, and they're preparing to do these workshops where they're bringing in the parent, the adult sibling, and the person with a disability all to come together and learn about and do future planning together, which
Mhm.
if that sounds interesting to you, I definitely recommend reaching out. It's the Sibling
Okay.
Support Project. But
Okay.
that's what they do. And we do that too. We help families adult like aging care parents and adult siblings try to like have these conversations. We try to do that too. It's tricky stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and then our final question
Okay.
already
Oh,
is
wow.
what do you think is the most important service that you provide that parents should know about? So like if a parent doesn't know anything about the
Mhm,
arc
mhm.
and you wish they would know one thing about the arc, what would it be?
I guess if I wish they knew one thing about the ARC is that we like to consider ourselves like the hub of information for people with
Mhm.
disability, for anything related to disability. That's different to me though than what's the most important thing we do.
Uh-huh.
I think the most important thing we do is help people with disabilities live the lives of their choosing and help the parents and people who love them to feel supported and to get the information and confidence and community they need to help their loved one live the lives of their choosing and be happy and healthy. So to me, that's what we do. And
And
yeah.
so like I guess if somebody is not living the life. Sorry, Finn.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If so if somebody's having a problem,
Mhm.
then then we would reach out to you, and then what would happen? Like say somebody is not somebody's not fulfilling their what they could do work-wise or
Right. So, I mean, so let's say that's the case. I would hope that we would be able to provide emotional support to that parent and to the
okay.
person if they want that. First of all,
Mhm,
to validate the frustration that they're having, to make sure they understand this is a kind of normal situation and other people are experiencing this too.
mhm,
That kind of support. I'd also want to help make sure they understood what the systems were around them. Are they floundering in their job because they're not getting appropriate help? Are they floundering in their job because their mental health isn't really where it needs to be to hold a job? Like
mhm,
what's the failure and where are what services might fit into that? Also, sometimes it's like, yeah, you are bumping up against a limitation of the system and or that is real. And then we try to direct towards advocacy efforts,
Mhm.
like what can we
Mhm.
do to fix the limitations of the system? So
Mhm.
obviously we're not miracle workers. And I say that all the time. Like
It
these
sounds like
services, this
it.
work, I mean, we can't pull things out of thin air that don't exist, but we can kind of help
Yeah.
you process what's going on, what's getting in the way,
Yeah.
what help is available emotionally, physically, financially, or otherwise
Mhm.
to make it
Well,
happen.
it sounds like a miracle worker.
Right, I mean,
It
I don't
sounds
wanna
pretty awesome.
oversell it because a lot of times my answer is like, "Yeah, I'm a parent too," and that is a
Uh-huh.
real frustration, and I haven't found a solution. When people call me saying, "Can you help me find a caregiver?" Well, I've been looking for a caregiver for like a year and a half, so
Yeah.
more than anything, I could validate, "Have you done X, Y, and Z?" Then you're doing everything you can, and you
Mhm.
can just kinda wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, goodness, those are all our questions.
Awesome. I
So
really just
thank you.
encourage people to reach out. We have a really dedicated, lovely staff here, and everything is free, and you don't have to sign up or register for anything. And we're just here to offer help and support and reach out anytime.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks for all the hard work that and good work that you do at the Arc
You're
of King
so
County. We really
welcome.
appreciate it so much.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.